Hello everybody, welcome to Awesome Designs channel. In this episode, we are trying to learn something new in HTML5 and CSS3. I have found this textbook when I was studying at university here in Canada. This one is a comprehensive one. It's 8th edition. It's written in English. There are various topics discussed in this textbook. We are going to discuss all of them step by step, and we have uh, some assignments that I had it from university and some projects that I have done at university. I'm going to share those assignments and those projects with you guys as well. So what you need to do is to do the assignment uh, after you have learned something new from this channel, and you're going to do the project as well. And if you have any question, so you are going to ask me. I will put my email address and or sometimes you can comment your questions, and I will definitely respond to your questions. This is a web design with HTML5 and CSS3, which is the front end for the web page or website. Uh, as you can see, it's a web design with HTML5 and CSS3 comprehensive edition. Manic. Okay, we're going to the introduction. Introduction to the Internet and Web Design. Uh, uh, Unlike other channels, first I'm going to discuss some topics about the Internet, about the protocols, about the what's web server and web browsers, the differences, and others, some other topics, and then we will go through coding. The objectives of this chapter is to learn to define the Internet and associated key terms, recognize Internet protocols, discuss web browsers and identify their main features, describe the types and purposes of website. What type of website are you going to design, and what is the purpose of this website? Plan a website for a target audience. Before you want to design your website, how you plan to design your website. Define a wireframe and a sitemap. Explain how websites use graphics, navigation tools, typography, and color. Design for accessibility and multi-platform display. It means the website you design should be responsive. Define hypertext markup language and HTML elements. Recognize HTML versions and web programming languages. Identify web authoring tools. Download and use a web authoring tool. Create and view a basic HTML web page. Introduction. Today, millions of people worldwide have access to the Internet, the world's largest network. Billions of web pages providing information on any subject you can imagine are currently available on the web. People use the Internet to search for information, to communicate with others around the world, and to seek entertainment. Students use the Internet to register for classes, pay tuition, and find out final grades. Businesses and other organizations rely on the Internet and the web page to sell products and services. As you can see, there are millions of e-commerce websites. They sell their services and products, and there are millions of websites for restaurants that uh, they sell their food online. People order online. Well, hypertext markup language or HTML and cascading style sheets or CSS are two of the technologies that make this possible. The most recent version of HTML is called HTML5. Before exploring the details of creating web pages with HTML5 and CSS, it's useful to look at how this technology is related to the development of the internet and the web. In this chapter, you learn some basics about the internet and the web. The rules both follow to allow computers to communicate with each other. You review types of websites and learn how to properly plan a website so that it's appealing and useful to your target audience. You also explore web browsers, HTML, and its associated key terms. Lastly, you create a basic web page using a text editor. Well, for the project how to create a basic web page, the first thing you need to have a text editor like Notepad, Notepad++. Some people use Sublime, some people use Visual Basic, some people use Atom. You can use any of those text editor and to write your HTML tag inside to create your project. We will discuss the details of these tags. In these tags, uh, we have a sentence which is written, "Welcome to my first web page." This is the roadmap how to create a basic or blank document in HTML. What you need is a text editor to create a blank document. Enter HTML tags in the document. Yeah, like HTML, head, body, and the closing tags. Add a text to the web page. Save the web page as HTML document. View the web page in a browser. This is the roadmap. There are some details. You can pause the video and read the paragraphs. Exploring the internet. Every day, millions of people use a computer to connect to the internet. The internet is a worldwide collection of computers linked together for use by businesses, governments, educational institutes, other organizations, and individuals using modems, phone lines, television cables, satellite links, fiber optic connections, radio waves, and other communications devices and media. The picture can answer your question. We have the history of the internet, when the internet discovered and developed, and how it works in the ISP or internet service provider. You can pause the video and read the paragraph, please. In order to know everything in details, you need to read the paragraphs. If I read sentences by sentences, it's going to take a lot of times. So in order to save more times, you can pause the video and read. Well, after you're done with the history of ISP and internet, the next topic is World Wide Web or WWW. Many people use the terms internet and World Wide Web interchangeably, but these terms have different meanings. The internet is the infrastructure or the physical networks of computers. The World Wide Web, also called the web, is a service that provides access to information stored on web servers. The high capacity, high performance computers that power the web. The web consists of a collection of linked files known as web pages or pages for short, because the web supports text, graphics, audio, and video. A web page can display any of these multimedia elements in a browser. A website, or site for short, is a related collection of web pages created and maintained by a person, company, educational institute, or other organization, such as the U.S. Department of Education. Each website contains a homepage, which is the main page, the first document users see when they access the website. The home page typically provides information about the website purpose and content, often by including a list of links like navigation links and other links to other web pages on the website. So if you don't know what content, what information you need to put in the homepage, you better off read this paragraph and get the idea. And we have some details about the hyperlinks and how to link one page to another. You can pause the video and read these two paragraphs. We have types of links here for animated links, graphic link, text links. For animated, we can link like something like animation. We can link that one and click on it, and it will direct us to another page. Or graphic, like a picture, you can give a link to a picture. So as soon as you click on the picture, it will direct you to the other page with the different information. And we have a text like navigation bar and other links. They are the text links. As soon as you click on the store, it will direct you to the store page. It's a different page with a different information on it. Protocols. Uh, Here we discuss the protocols. A computer is also referred to as a client workstation. Client workstations connect to the internet through the use of a protocol. A protocol is a set of rules that defines how a client workstation can communicate with a server. It means how a client can communicate with a server. A client workstation uses a protocol to request a connection to a server. The server is the host computer that stores resources and files for the website. As you can see in the picture, this is the server and these are the client workstation. All the information stores in the server. Well, the protocol for HTTP or Hypertext Transfer Protocol is the fundamental protocol used on the web to exchange and transfer web pages. HTTP is a set of rules for exchanging text, graphics, audio, video, and other multimedia files on the web. When you tap or click a link on a web page, your computer uses HTTP to connect the server containing the page you want to view, and then to request and display the prepared page. Excuse me. File Transfer Protocol or FTP protocol is used to exchange files from one computer to another over the internet, not the web. The sole purpose of FTP is to exchange files. This protocol does not provide a way to view a web page. Business commonly use FTP to exchange files with vendors and suppliers. Web designers often use FTP to transfer updated website content to a web hosting server, the computer that stores web pages and other related content for a website. We have the TCP/IP and the IP. Well, the TCP/IP or Transmission Control Protocol Internet Protocol is a pair of protocols used to transfer data efficiently over the Internet by properly routing it to its destination. TCP oversees the network connection between the data source and destination and micromanages the data. When data is sent over the Internet, TCP breaks the data into packets Each packet contains addressing information which the IP manages. One way to better understand TCP/IP is through an analogy of the postal system, how postal system works. The tasks TCP performs are similar to those workers to or machines perform when handling bundle of packages in a post office. In this analogy, the packages are addressed to one destination but are too large to send as a single bundle. TCP breaks up the bundle into manageable pieces and then sends them out for delivery. When each piece arrives at the destination, TCP reassembles the bundle of packages. With IP or Internet Protocol ensures data is sent to the correct location. In the postal system analogy, the IP part of TCP/IP refers to the street address and zip code to route a piece of mail. Just as people have a unique mailing address, every client workstation and server on the internet has a unique IP address. An example of an IP address is like 192.168.1.5. Every website has a unique IP address, which makes it easy for computers to find websites. However, most people have difficulty remembering the using IP address to access websites. The domain name system or the DNS server helps us to remember because DNS can convert the IP address or the number into a name. Well, if you consider a mobile number or a telephone number compared to a name for that number, it's easy to remember the name for that number, not the telephone number, which is 10 digits or more. Look, look at this example. We have 247919720 or bing.com. Well, if we compare these two, this is the domain name of this one. This one is easy to remember, not this one. Web browsers. To access a website and display a web page, a computer, tablet, or mobile device must have a web browser. A web browser, also called a browser, is a program that interprets and displays web pages so you can view and interact with them. Computing devices such as smartphones, tablets, laptops, and desktops include their own default browsers, but you also have the option to download and use the browser of your choice. Like for the Windows, by default, it has Microsoft Internet Explorer, but you have the option to install Mozilla Firefox browser or Google Chrome, Apple Safari, or Opera because um, these browsers are popular. You use a browser to look at websites, to link from one web page to another, to add a favorite or bookmark a web page, and to choose security settings. Uh, Guys, I know sometimes it's boring to listen to these topics and it's difficult to focus and read sentences by sentences, paragraph by paragraph, step by step. Uh, some people prefer to go directly to the coding. I think before we code something, we need to know the basic of some topics about the internet, about the web, about the browser, about the server, about the client, and about the protocols and other topics. So I'm not going into details of every topics. What I'm going to do is to scrutinize the topics and share some of them which is very important in HTML and CSS, and then we directly go through the coding. So I hope it's not boring. Well, this is the Internet Explorer. I mean the browsers, type of browsers. This is the Internet Explorer. This is the Google Chrome. I personally use the Google Chrome. This is the Opera, Mozilla Firefox, and Apple Safari. Apple company usually an iPhone and Apple computer, they usually use the Safari browser. I mean that's the default browser. You have the option to uh, install, download and install the Google Chrome and Apple as well, or iPhone as well. Okay, you can pause the video and read these two paragraphs. I know it's very basic for some people, but I know there are some students they don't know what's browser and like what's protocol, what's a web browser, what's a web server. Uh, these things are very important for them to understand before going to coding directly. Well, as you can see, this is the Internet Explorer browser. Uh, this is the address bar. We usually write our URL here. This is the uh, web page tab for a website. So for this one, it's sanage.com website. And this one is another tab for google.com. Well, I mean, they are the same. They are different tabs for different websites. Like, yeah, okay. This one is the document window and home button, favorite button, and tools button. If you want to know about them, what functionality these options have, you can read this table. Feature: a browser has a feature of address bar, and this is the description for address bar. Displays the website address of the web page you are viewing, and the other options and the feature. Yeah, you can pause the video and read. We have a question. Yeah, consider this. What's the difference between a website's homepage and web browser's homepage? You have your answer here. Just pause the video and read, please. If there is anything you don't know, you can comment and ask your question. This is the URL. It stands for Uniform Resource Locator to locate the address of a document or a file. Consider this one. This is the protocol HTTP that we already discussed about, or Hypertext Transfer Protocol. This is the subdomain www, the web, and this one is the server or domain name. As we discussed, every website has an IP address. The DNS server or domain name server can convert this into a name. So it's easy to remember a name better than uh, an IP address. This is the folder that our file is there, usually HTML file and others. This is the web page file. As a whole, we call this URL. Okay, please pause the video and read this paragraph. Okay, consider this. How do you use a subdomain with a URL? I think you remember the subdomain, the www or the web. with URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator to locate the address of a document or a file. You have your answer here. Just pause the video and read the paragraph. Well, we are going to discuss the types of websites, and then we will write a very basic HTML tag as an example. Well, type of websites. An internet site is another term for a website that is generally available to anyone with an internet connection. Other types of website include intranet and extranet. What's intranet and what is extranet? Well, an intranet is a private network that uses internet technologies to share company information among employees. An intranet is contained within an organization's network, which makes it private and available only to those who need access. Organizations often distribute documents such as policy and procedure manuals, employee directories, company newsletters, product catalogs, and training manuals on intranet. And the other type is extranet. Extranet is a private network as well that uses internet technologies to share business information with select corporate partners or key customers. Companies and other organizations can use an extranet to share product manuals, training modules, inventory stats, and order information. An extranet might also allow retailers to purchase inventory directly from their suppliers or to pay bills online. Please pause the video and read the text. The other topic is planning a website, how to plan a website. Pause the video and read the text. What's the purpose of a website? When you create a website, you better know the purpose of that website. Like if I build a website for a restaurant, well, the purpose is obvious, it's clear. Every website we are going to build, we need to uh, write the document as well. It means to document the website. Target audience. Who do you create the website for? Who is the audience? Like if you create a restaurant website, it's usually for the customer who order online. We have clear navigation. We have options appeals to creative audience. We have page customized for holiday season. We have special savings promotion, wide and clear. Multi-platform displays, multi-platform display. Your website should be responsive. It means today people use more mobiles or smartphones, laptops, and tablets. So your website should be responsive. As you can see here, this is a desktop computer, this is a mobile, and this one is a tablet. So your website should be multi-platform, responsive. Okay, I'm going to create basic HTML tag to view a text in different um, fonts. I mean, uh, we have heading, we have paragraph. Uh, in this example, you will see how to view a paragraph as heading or heading as paragraph or very basic text on our web page. In order to do that, we need a text editor. Usually use the Sublime. I know people use the Visual Basic, Atom, and other text editors. It depends on you. Okay, we use the HTML. We start by HTML tag, and the head. Inside the head we have title, basic web page. Well, title, closing tag for head, and start tab for body. Here in the body we usually put our details, our contents, and then closing tag for body, closing tag for HTML. Okay, we usually save our HTML tag, name it like web page, webpage.html. So when you save it, it should be .html. Okay, I want to save it. Well, like I need to create a folder, name it web page. Open it and save it there. Open this one and open your browser. As you can see, I opened the browser and it's a blank document. Nothing is inside. In order to write something, you usually do it in the inside the body tag. Welcome to HTML CSS programs. Save it or Control S. Refresh your page. As you can see, now you can see the text in your browser. You can use the paragraph tag, which is the P in closing. Still the same. Well, you can use the heading tag, like heading 1. Well, alright, here this is the heading 1 and closing tags. Save it and refresh it with different size. We have heading 2. Let me copy this. Heading 3. Heading 4. Yeah, okay. Save it. Hold Control S and then refresh your page. Whatever you want to use. Okay, guys, thank you very much. What you need to do is to follow the textbook. I'm sorry that I can't share the textbook with you because this book is accessible only by an account that I have the account from the university I was studying here in Canada. Unfortunately, there is no option to download this textbook and share with other people. I love to I would love to share with other students, other people, but it's not possible with it's only possible to access by university account. So in the next episode we will discuss some other topics and we will go through coding as well. Enjoy the class and have a great one.